If you feel like your group is growing at a snail's pace, that's probably because it is, but don't fret. Today, I'm gonna share with you 12 hacks so that you can celebrate your first 1,000 members inside of your Facebook group sooner than later. Welcome to my channel. My name is Jen Johnson. I am your high-performance Christian business coach, and on this channel, we do all things building business with God at the center, learning to lead like Jesus, create content and digital products that turn your purpose into profit. So let's dive in. Oh, but wait, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell, like, so I can notify you each and every single week when a new video comes out. Now, let me just preface this before we get started on the hacks. Give yourself some grace and don't beat yourself up if you feel like things are going slow. It's normal. To grow from a 0 to 1,000 in anything on social media really feels like it's a huge to-do because there's no momentum, there's no engagement yet. People may not know the group exists or your account exists or your channel exists. For me to grow from 0 to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube literally felt like it took eons, but as I'm building more and more on this channel, I find that the subscribers start coming in quicker and quicker. The same thing in my community. It felt like it took forever to grow from a 0 to 1,000 subscribers, but now that I have, the momentum is starting to grow more and more. So just know you're not alone. Give yourself some grace. Have some patience, grasshopper, because it is going to take some effort on your part, especially in the beginning. I don't know who said this, but I remember hearing that someone that has a really big YouTube channel, they said it was easier to grow from 1 million subscribers to 2 million subscribers than it was to grow from 0 to 1,000. So I want you to know that this is normal. You're not the odd person out. Everybody goes through this. You just get to stick with it and keep engaging and showing up in your group, even if you feel like nobody's paying attention. Now, just so you know, this video is part of an entire series I'm doing on my YouTube channel all around Facebook groups, how to interact in other groups, how to set up your group for success, and now how to engage in them. So be sure you check out and binge the other videos in this series so you don't miss a single step. Now, the other thing I want to say in advance is as you're going through these hacks, I want you to remember you get to pre-qualify the people coming into your group. Your group is for a specific demographic, a specific type of person. It's for the people you see as your ideal fit for whatever the group is about. People that could be potential customers, potential clients. You don't want this to be a bunch of randos up in your group because you're gonna end up frustrated when things don't convert because all of the people in there don't really have anything in common or they don't really wanna communicate with each other because it's just a free-for-all. So make sure as you're going through the steps I'm about to share with you, you remember to keep your ideal tribe members in mind. And it's okay if you're not approving everybody. It's okay if you're only inviting certain people in because this group is gonna be for a specific type of person. All right, I'm gonna rapid fire these 12 hacks because I know you got things to do today. So the first thing is so obvious, and you're gonna say, duh, Jen, but people miss this step. Post and tell people you have a group and do it more than one time. You know, if very few % of people are actually seeing your posts, you can be sure the first time you post about your group, not everybody is seeing it. So keep going out there and sharing how excited you are that you have a Facebook group, what it's about, who it's for, and always be inviting people into it. And the best way to do that when you're posting is to post and then put the @ symbol, start typing in the name of your group so that way it hyperlinks so people can click and go directly to that group. The second thing you can do if you have a website or a blog, be sure to embed it into your website as something at the top of the navigation bar. It could actually be your Facebook group, or you can have it in the home page somewhere where people can go jump into your Facebook group community. You can add it to your email signature. One thing that's really cool is if you have buttons, little social media buttons by your email signature, one of those buttons could be a Facebook button, but you can actually have it direct to your group. It doesn't have to direct directly to Facebook. Directly to Facebook. Did I just say that? Yes. So think of the places that you can embed specific links or specific buttons, and you always want to think, could I put my Facebook group community there to point people back to it? For example, you could use your link on your Instagram bio to direct people to your group. The fourth thing is give people a reason to join the group. So maybe you're doing a really fun challenge, or you're doing a special giveaway, or you're doing something fun inside your community. Host it inside your community so you can promote about it and give people a reason to want to jump into your community. Oftentimes, it's easy to become very entitled, like,
I need people in my group, and why aren't people coming in my group?
Well, we got to give them a reason to. So if you could think of some really cool ways to incentivize people to want to get into your group, still attracting the right people, the people that you want in there, and pre-qualifying them, then that is rapidly going to grow your Facebook group. And the fifth thing is always be seeding about the fact that you have a group, like dropping little nuggets when you're going live, or if you're in your Instagram stories. You want to let people know that you are who you are. Like, my name is Jen Johnson, and I'm the founder of Your Creators Corner community, and let people know that that thing exists. The same thing, it's also something you could do when you're introducing yourself on a web page or in a funnel. You let people know, hey, my name is Jen Johnson, and creator of, and you can put the community that you're the creator of to draw more attention. I do this in ebooks, I do this on my sales pages, all kinds of different places to just keep seeding the fact that I have a community. Another great way is if you're building funnels and you have ebooks that you're giving away, on the thank you page, that is a great place to plant an invitation for people to come into your group. It's also a really cool hack to put an invitation in the ebook itself as the very last page, letting people know what they can do next. They can join the group. And so if you're just repeatedly putting this information out, someone is bound to be like, heck yes, this is my community, I'd love to jump in, and you're gonna see more and more people flowing into the group. Another cool thing that's really easy to do, really simple, is just invite people into the group. I do this all the time. There's actually an invite button inside the group where you can start to select the people you think would be a great fit for the group, so you can straight up invite them in. A little side note to this is they won't get asked the questions that you have set up in your group, which I talk about in my other video on how to set up your Facebook group. But you always want to have questions in place, but they won't get asked those questions if you're doing a straight up invite. However, if you want to start building your group quickly, you don't have to be so stressed about that if you know these people are a great fit for the group. Sometimes I'll just be out and about on Facebook or on Instagram, and I'll see someone's post, and it's, maybe a Bible verse or something inspirational that I think that this person would be a really great fit to be sharing value and insight in my group. So I'll connect with them, and then I'll also send them an invite to the Facebook group right away, and they typically always come in instantly. Now, you can also leverage other people's groups to start attracting people into your group. I actually did an entire video around this, as I mentioned, so you can check out the details of that. But it's really great to be in a couple of other communities where you can be shedding insight and wisdom and value and being in support of that community. So that way you're making new connections and networking, and people are getting all kinds of nosy and coming to check you out and then jumping into your Facebook community. And with that, you should always try to connect with the admin and see what kind of support they would like to see in their group. I know as a group owner, I love having people get interactive in my community. I don't want to be the only one posting in the group. That's not what a group's about. A group's about getting social and masterminding and interacting and communicating and supporting. And it's a challenge to do that if you're the only one posting. So you really want to find out from other people who have groups with your ideal tribe in them already, how you can further support that community to create and attract new friends and followers and community members to your own group. And you're not spamming, and you're not, going and dropping links to things, but you're just making yourself visible as a leader in their community, and people are always attracted to that. And I do this in my community as well. Every Friday inside of my group, Your Creators Corner, I do something called Faith Friday. And it's really all about biblical leadership. What can we learn from God's word about how to go out there and successfully grow our business? And I, for a while, was the only one doing those videos every single Friday. But now I rotate. I do every other Friday, and I bring in special guests who who want to come in and teach on something specific regarding faith and business. So now I'm getting the community involved, I'm getting other leaders involved, and now because I'm doing that, other leaders invite me to get involved in their communities, and it creates this really beautiful ripple effect, which will continue to grow your group, because when you go live in their community, they're going to say, well, how can people find you? And you can point them back to your Facebook group. Now, a couple of visual things you could do that people could just see instantly. You could add this to your cover photo on your Facebook page. So you can create a call to action to let people know that you have a group and point people to that inside of the description of that cover photo. Or something I did was inside of the smaller portion of where you can incorporate pictures, I created one picture on my Facebook page that's a bigger square that invites people into my Facebook group. So I have these little visuals here. You can kind of see some examples of what that looks like, but having something that's really big and obvious when people come onto your page that says, hey, I have a group, will make it easier for people to click and actually head over to the community. Now, another thing you could do that will support you in creating extra content out on social is tease about content that you're creating inside of your community. So if you have a special training that you did, or maybe someone else came in and did a special training, you can always tease on social about that. So I can tease about my Faith Fridays, I can tease about my challenges, I can tease about my master classes, and let people know, hey, if you want to get access to that, like all of that's taking place over here inside this community. So it gives, again, people another reason to come into the community, and it's still attracting your ideal tribe because you're creating content that's relevant and speaking to the person that it's attracting. Now, you can also email about your group. When you're doing certain trainings and things like that in the community, be sure you're always letting your list know, your subscribers know that you have it going on, and always hyperlink inside of the email so people can easily access your Facebook group when you're talking about it and when you are having something take place in that community that they want to be a part of. So don't only be talking about it on social, but also be sure you're inviting your existing subscribers on your email list into your community. I think sometimes it's safe to assume, well, if they're my subscribers, of course they're in my group. Not necessarily, because you may be getting new subscribers all the time, but they may not know you have a group yet. So you always want to be sure you're keeping them in the loop as well. And of course, getting up inside of stories on Instagram and on Facebook and seeding and letting people know what's happening in your community, inviting them in, and using those platforms as another way to really create an awareness around the fact that you have a community. So that's a great place to pre-promote. If you have a live you're going to be doing, or you have an event taking place, or giveaways and things like that, you don't want to forget about Facebook stories or Instagram stories, and really putting inside of those areas information about how people can access your group and why they want to be there. Talk about what's happening inside the community. You can rant and rave about existing people inside of the community that are having wins in their business or in whatever it is that you're offering. So be sure to really just make people feel like, dang, I got to get in this group. I'm missing out a little bit because all the cool things are happening inside of this community. So just don't be afraid to have fun with it and get out there and talk about it. You can never talk about it enough, because like I said before, not everybody is seeing your stuff at the same time. So my rule of thumb is that if you're not bugging yourself about it because you feel like you're talking about it so much, then you're not talking about it enough. Go out there and be very vocal and be very proud of the community that you are building, because it's going to be fabulous and everybody's going to want to join and get involved when you're having fun with it. But just remember, in the beginning, it's going to really be up to you to get the content in there, to do all of the engaging. Be the example. One thing that I do is if I ask a question to everybody, I'm the first to answer it, because people will follow your lead. If you ask a question and you're thinking, oh, nobody's answering my post that I did. You go answer it. You be the example every step of the way, and people will start to follow your lead. Now, if you want to see more about how I rock things inside of my Facebook community and you're ready to start building your business with God at the center, I want to invite you inside of my community, Your Creator's Corner. This is where thousands of Christian entrepreneurs are gathering on the daily to be in support of each other, growing in faith, growing in business, and just having a blast in the process. So just head to the description below or right here at yourcreatorscorner.com. It will take you directly to the Facebook group. Be sure to answer the questions so I know you want to be in there, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside. So until next time, my friend, thank you so much for being here. I always love pouring into you on this channel. Remember to keep the faith, impact the world. God bless, and I will see you soon. Can we talk about how my nails just really need some tender love and care? I'm missing my nail people right now. I cannot wait for social distancing to be over. I'm ready to be out of isolation. In the meantime, we'll get social in groups.